My friend, take my hand and make it, I swear. Whoa. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all well. This is the MMA Huddle, and back again for the Renegade Master. We've got ourselves a lovely little card in the battles of the heavyweights between Cyril Gane and Alexander Volkov. Now, I know what you're thinking. I didn't know there's a fight card. It's gone under the radar, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, I knew the fight card was happening, but as a whole, the fight card itself, it's got some handful of good fights on there. There's a lot of rescheduled bouts have been moved on this card, which is a big factor. But before, obviously, I kick off with the breakdowns or anything like that of the card coming up, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. It only takes 2 seconds, people. Helps with the algorithm. Feel free to comment on your picks and your bets for the upcoming card. Last week, as we saw, the Korean Zombie back with a bang against Dan Ige, getting that unanimous decision. Now, of course, I did say about Dan Ige, he's almost kind of fallen short on that top echelon, getting himself in the elite 145 kind of class. And again, he's fallen short. I feel like he might now be that kind of perennial guy, maybe for a few more fights, can improve a little bit, but I'm not overly confident on Danny ever getting to that top level. Spivak getting a decision win against Olenek, that was a solid win. I'd be surprised if the UFC keep Olenek anymore. Obviously, he's a little bit long on the tooth, let's say, and he's getting on a bit. But Spivak, kudos to the guy getting a win. Hell of a war between Vera and Davy Grant. But as a whole, the card itself, I was kind of impressed. Bruno Silva making his debut, getting an absolute smashing win against Wellington Turman. I was glad I got that one right, but Matt Brown, even at bloody 40, getting that win over Diego Lima was a bit of a kick in the teeth. But overall, decent card. I kind of enjoyed it, to be fair. There was a handful of good fights on it that I thought were surprising. I think Chaos Williams has kind of almost slowed himself down and got himself in that mode of he's a UFC fighter. He's not getting those 20-second wins anymore. He's got a couple of decisions. I think that will only help him exponentially in his career path. What I'm going to do quickly is just get rid of that and quickly give it a quick share on our social media platforms. Let's go to our MMA Huddle page, and here we go. Let's jump on here. Now we have to do a couple of buttons to share it. Let me just jump on here, folks. Here we go. Let's do this live now. Breaking down UFC 30. Here we go. UFC Vegas 30. There we go. Gane. Here we go. Gane versus Volkov. Oh boy, come join in. Come join in. Boom. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. Right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go and kick off by saying this fight card, the order I have is what I'm going to use based off Tapology. And it may not be right, but I'm going to go off it anyway. We'll start off in the 155 division. We've got Yancy Medeiros against Damir Hadžović. I like the matchup in the fact that Damir Hadžović just likes to swing and bang. He's got a good entertainment value. Yancy Medeiros, again, full of entertainment value. The pair of them are on a bit of a losing streak. Obviously, Damir Hadžović has lost 2 in a row. He lost to Renato Moicano. He lost to Christos Giagos. And he lost to, in the Medeiros, lost to Renato, Greg Gillespie, and Donald Cerrone. Now, obviously, Donald Cerrone and Greg Gillespie are a little bit higher upper levels than Damir Hadžović has had to contend with. So we can almost let Yancy Medeiros off with those losses. I see this being a bit of a wild one again. I think that, Yancy kind of makes fights a little bit wilder than they need to be sometimes. It's just the game of which he plays. He gets there, he gets close to getting striked, he get hit a bit too much. But then again, Damir Hadžović can take a few too many strikes. The Moicano fight, first round rear naked choke, it just exposed something about him. And Moicano's a fantastic grappler, but getting choked in 40-odd seconds that close in the round was absolutely bonkers. I thought that even in the Reyes fight, he had a back and forth battle, and that one that he won in the second round, he was still exposing himself in the striking area. Yancy Medeiros, for me, he's got a lot more experience, a lot more knowledge for fighting high level dudes for a crazy long time. Yancy's fought pretty much anyone who's anyone, and being at 155, I think it suits him a lot better. Yancy, I know He's thought about maybe trying to do 170, 155. I think there's a perfect fit for him. Yancy sticking at 155. It'll do him better for his career. And I think someone like Damir Hadžović, he's going to stand and bang with him. I think, personally, I've got to go Yancy on this one. I just think that, his chin isn't, the best chin. Neither's Damir's. I think Damir's hittable. I think he's, hurtable. I got to go with Yancy Medeiros here. I think he can definitely get a possible finish. I think the pair of them are just going to absolutely swing and bang at each other. So if Damir Hadžović does get a stoppage and gets a win over Yancy, I would not be shocked, nor would I be surprised. So I'm definitely going to give him going to give it a wide berth on the betting scene, guys. I just can't. I just can't. I can't touch that one. Next up, I have in the 145 division, Charles Rosa against Justin Jaynes. I like this one here big time. Straight away, off the cuff for Charles Rosa. I thought that the Derek Minor fight, I thought he just didn't turn up. It was weird. He should be winning fights like that all day long. All day long. Charles Rosa is far more superior athlete for me than Derek Minor, but he just couldn't get his game going. I thought he put a lackluster performance in. I didn't think he performed too well. The Chris Aguilar fight, I thought he did better in that fight. I wouldn't have put it a split decision. I definitely had it for Charles Rosa on that. But overall, it seems that Charles Rosa just can't get that consistency of 2 in a row. When was the last time he had 2 in a row? Gosh, we're going way back before his UFC debut. We're back in the regional scenes. The last time he ever won multiple fights in a row since in the UFC. Lack of consistency in fighting, lack of consistency in performances. Justin Jaynes, though, came in, got the win against Frank Camacho. Everyone was like, whoa, this guy's got power. He's got power in his hands. And we've seen that maybe Frank Camacho isn't just quite that guy, that kind of top-level fighter. So for me, I thought Justin Jaynes kind of got the leveling that he needed. The Gavin Tucker fight, the Gabriel Benitez fight, and the Devontae Smith fight. He just showed, that he is a little bit low in the gas tank. I feel like he's got a good start of the round to him. But for me, Charles Rosa, his cardio is fantastic. He'll put a nice output there. He'll throw a lot of strikes that probably won't land too much. But for me, if I'm Charles Rosa, I can certainly see a way to victory, get the fight to the ground, bit of ground and pound, wear down Justin Jaynes, and try to get a submission if possible. If not, outwork him. After you get past that first round with Justin Jaynes, you'd certainly see a drop-off from Justin. You see the performances, definitely. I'm kind of high on Charles Rosa here to get the W. I think he should be able to avoid the strikes from Justin early on. And after that, just with the body shots, footwork, maybe some calf kicks involved, I think Charles Rosa should be absolutely walking away with this one. I just can't see it going any other way. Yeah, I'm not overly sold on Justin Jaynes on this one, but that's my pick. Again, I'd love to hear what your picks are for the card. It's a card that, like I say, not everyone's looking into it. Not everyone's talking about it. Even on social media, it's kind of going under the radar a bit, but all fights need to be looked at, all fights need to be respected. So we're going to go to the next fight now, and this is in the 135 division. So we've got Julia Avila against, I love this name, it's really easy to pronounce, Julia Stoliarenko. There you go. That's how I just literally break it down how it should be. For me, Stoliarenko, she loves that armbar. If you've not seen it before, in whether it's in Victor FC or her regional fights on King of Cage, Celtic Gladiator, whatever it was, she goes for that armbar religiously. It's a go-to. She'll pull guard. She'll do anything she can. And I'm not being rude to the girl. It's a bit of a copy and paste, and it's readable. It's understandable. It's not. You can see it coming a mile away. You need to keep the girl on her feet. Don't engage in the grappling aspect. Just keep off the mat. In the Kunitskaya fight, Yana Kunitskaya, she did the perfect thing. She kept Yana Kunitskaya, put her against the cage, dirty boxing, grinded her down, and just put a wear on it. This girl was getting tired. Her strength was there. When people are sweating, when the jiu-jitsu gets harder, because if you're sweating and there's no friction there, when you get the grappling aspects on, you can slip out of submissions easier. It's harder to hold the submissions. It's perfect, and I thought it was a great game plan from Yana Kunitskaya to get that W. For me, Julia Avila, she is game. She will stand on her feet, throw some good hands, hurt girls. She is non-stop as well with the striking. She has got submission in the background in the past, but I just don't feel like. I feel like Sujara Eubanks obviously has got the stronger wrestling pedigree, But for me, Julia Avila, I think she should get the striking away here. I think she really needs to put this on Stoliarenko. I think she needs to start hitting her, get the jabs going, and really keep her distance when you can wear her out after a while. UFC betting experience, I hope you're keeping well, brother. I hope life is treating you well. Good to see you. That BJJ girl got some toughness for sure. She does, yeah. She did take a bit of a pasting from Sky. I think Julia just needs to use striking, keep the distance, defend takedowns. Do not engage in the potential shithousery of faking the takedown, faking the strikes and falling down onto a back to lull you in like Verdum has with Fedor. Don't let her jump guard, anything like that. Just keep Julia standing. You've got the win. I don't see it going any other way, really. The only way I can see Stoliarenko is getting a win is that armbar. And even then, I'm not uber confident on her getting that. Now, I've got to be honest with you. This next fight is the 205 division. The two boys who I think are absolutely gopping. I haven't got much to say on these ones. Marcin, Prachnio, who got a decision against an awful Khalil Roundtree against Ike Villanueva, who is, again, himself absolutely gopping against. We got a win against Vinicius Maria, who is not really a striker and got absolutely blasted on the feet. I can't get excited by either of these dudes. Ike is not someone I look at who's a great fighter. I think who would you pick in this one? I think if I can land on Marcin Prachnio, he's going to knock him out because I think Marcin hasn't got a chin. I thought Khalil Roundtree's performance was pretty awful against Marcin Prachnio. I don't know why Khalil just really seemed fearful of what Marcin was going to offer on the striking, and he just did not engage enough. Khalil talked about this comeback. He's back in the cage fighting again, and they pretty much gave him a layup. In fact, they gave him a thing called an open goal. They gave him there's no one defending. Get in there, get yourself a win, Khalil, and we'll get you back in the game and get you fighting. All right. And then he put that performance in, like, absolutely shocking. Absolutely shocking it was. I just don't get it. It was like a bucket with a hole you were just trying to fill. It was never going to happen, that performance from Khalil. I thought you just threw it away. Marcin Prachnio got a bit of confidence. Didn't do too much that blew me away with the basics. He kind of just ground out that decision in the end. Man, Ike needs to land on Prachnio to get win. Ike's not really got a gas tank that's going to blow me away. Could Prachnio get a decision, or could Ike get the knockout? That is literally the two things you're going to go for in this. Now it'll be like a flying triangle. But I'm going to go with... I'm not going to trust Prachnio's chin still. Still don't trust it. Dude's been hit and sparked out cold too many times in his UFC tenure. 3-4 fights in, and he's been absolutely battered with it. And Ike's just going to be aggressive. He's just going to swing big. He's not going to hold back. I've got to go for Ike on this one. I can't believe I'm picking Ike Villanueva for a bloody fight pick. What is going on with this freaking fighting? Right? Don't ask, don't know. I haven't got a clue. Yeah. So I just picked him out loud, didn't I, on bloody live stream? Right, okay, I can't pull that one back. Okay, we're gonna go to the next fight just because I don't want to be embarrassed anymore by talking about that pick anymore. 170 pound division, Warlley Alves is taking on Jemiah Wells. If anyone has watched or heard of Jemiah Wells, he's a guy from the regional scene. He's fought on CFFC and CES. So he's fought on these two kind of well-known promotions around the US. He's lost to a decision which really kind of delayed his probably potential chance in the UFC to Vinicius de Jesus or de Jesus, whatever you want to pronounce it. And that performance, he definitely looked. Let me sort that hat hair out. Absolutely gopping in it. I thought that performance there, he was very much on the back foot for a lot of the fight. Very tentative, wasn't too engaging in some parts. It felt like he got hit by Vinicius, and when he obviously got hurt in the earlier exchanges, and thought, I can't risk being in front of that power, or maybe just got rocked and he just couldn't quite get himself back again. But he just felt like that fight just ran away from him. Now the Mumia Abu De Al Ali fight, which was a quick one, 22 seconds. There wasn't much to get off it. He caught Ali with this hook that it was one of those ones where it just clipped the chin, just clipped him and just sparked the guy out. Now, obviously, like I say, if he just got away enough, he would have missed. But then again, if he was in a bit further, he could have got there a bit better. But if it's past round one, live bet Wells and even better money. Alves is round one a bust. Alves, that is the biggest thing about him. He's a gas tank of one round, and it's frustrating as anything because he's not got a bad skill set. The dude's powerful. He hits hard. Lazi, like that bloody body kicks. He was throwing 3 hard body kicks in a row and basically crumbled the kid. That was impressive in itself. Fights Randy Brown, gets involved in grappling, triangle choked in a second. Again, it's just one of those things where if you put a pace on and you keep the pace up, he can fall apart. For me, Wells, he's got a bit of grappling about him. He's had really good chokes. He's had decisions. He's done it all. Jemiah Wells. I'm just worried that the striking prowess of Warlley Alves might be the veteran move here. He's got the power, he's got the experience and knowledge, and he should be able, in realistic terms, he should be taking someone like Jemiah Williams to the school of old boys and just giving him a lesson in how to get your ass kicked. But Warlley Alves, 1 round of bust. If he gets past the second round, if Jemiah gets a bit of a second burst of kind of energy, he could surpass here. Now, I'm not guaranteeing he will, but there's certainly a chance. So I'm actually kind of high up on this fight as a potential kind of prop bets because you could see, like, say, inside the distance. I think either party would be inside the distance. So I don't think the fight will go the full time. I don't know what the betting odds, though, are for inside the distance. I don't think they're even out yet. But, not on my betting app, which is Paddy Power. They don't have it yet, but they will at a closer time. So that one for me, inside the distance, I'll probably pick Warlley Alves, and I'm picking it just on the basis of experience, just because he's he's just the older, more experienced fighter. He's got a bit more under his belt. He's got the power. I think the Vinicius fight that Jemiah had worried me with his tentativeness to engage in the striking that he was getting. He must have got hurt at some point, maybe. I'm not sure exactly, so I'm going to go that way. But like I say, could be wrong. I was wrong on a couple of picks last week. Casey O'Neill, that girl's got some heavy grappling. I was surprised by how well she did there. So we're going to go on to the next bout now. We're going into the 170 division again. Michael Prazeres against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Now, Rakhmonov is, for me, an exciting prospect in the UFC. I was excited about him making his debut, which was meant to be a little while back. Fights got delayed, cancelled, COVID, everything you could imagine. So finally, he got his debut against Alex Oliveira, and he just looked phenomenal. Like, I don't know about anyone else, but I was absolutely buzzing about him. Paddy don't want to give us Volkov better than 1 plus 25. Oh, mate. It's chocker, isn't it? I know. He should be like 150 Volkov, and I'd be all over that like a fly on shit. Mate, Shavkat, he's got wicked striking, lovely movement in the cage. He's got submissions as well coming out of his. He's such a well-rounded fighter. He's got cracking wee skill set. You just saw Alex Oliveira trying to go for that takedown, couldn't secure it. Choke was on, and that was Shavkat getting that in. Beautifully tight guillotine choke. Prazeres here, he's not ever going back to 155. He's sticking at the 170 division because he can't obviously cut that much these days, especially as he's getting a little bit older. Everything gets a bit harder at 39 years old. It's starting to get tough. It's a perfect layup again for Shavkat to get like kind of marquee finish. Islam Nurdiev, again, the welterweight bout there. I thought Ismail did great with the defense to get takedowns on and then just use the speed, footwork advantage. Prazeres will just keep his feet solid. He'll be kind of almost plodding and really starting to throw those strikes out there heavy. I think he's going to try and maybe get some takedowns if he can, but I'd be surprised if he even gets the fight to the end. I think there's definitely a finish here. I think Prazeres hasn't been stopped in the UFC, but there is always a first, and he's not been stopped in his whole career, which is a great little thing to have under your belt. But man, I'm high up on Shavkat. I think he can 100% get the W. I think he can 100% get this win. So, guys, look out for inside the distance for Shavkat, because Prazeres has never been stopped before. There is a chance then that he could get really good odds here. So big time. All over it. I'm on Shavkat here. And again, another inside distance. I think it's well worthy prop bet. Next up, we have in the, I think it's one. What the hell is it now? What division am I in now? 135, aren't I? Ronnie Barcelos. Oh, I love this kid. Ronnie Barcelos is absolutely beautiful to watch against Timur Valiev. It's a good fight, if I'm honest with you. Timur Valiev, it's a good fun fight to watch. You know, I know that he got Trevin Jones absolutely sparked him out back in 2022. There you go. Fight got made into a no contest because I think Trevin maybe did he get popped for marriage of honor? I think it was. I think got popped there. My issue with this kid, he loved the guillotine. And if you jump in a guillotine, he could just make the fight into a grappling area. But except that, he should look like a big favor on the feet. Yeah, he could. He does like to go for the guillotines. I agree. It is a risk factor, but I'm all over it, bro. I think he should get this all day long. I think on the feet, he should light him up like the 4th of July. I can't see it going any other way. For me, Ronnie Barcelos, love the guy. I think he's just a tenacious dude. You know, when the chips are down, he's cut, he comes back, he's got aggression, gets a stoppage. Khalid Taha, solid performance. Said Nagomedov, that was a hard fight, got a nice performance there, beautiful work. He's got striking in his hands with power. He's got absolutely everything about him. Timur Valiev is the same thing though. He's full of energy, got lots of cardio, great 3 rounds. I think maybe his energy could be put into more of the striking, but then again, I just don't know how much he's going to be on the front foot in this fight because Barcelos is very aggressive, likes to come forward, equal range, equal height kind of thing. There's not much difference in the two, so you're going to see two guys not really. They're going to have to battle off in the middle, but here Barcelos is just so solid you can't go against him. I'm with you, bro. I think I'm going decision win for Barcelos. I think that Valiev is solid. He's a good all rounder. He's a good competitor in this division. I think he'll be a nightmare for a lot of other fighters. But Barcelos is, I don't want to say he's unstoppable, but he's a guy to watch out for this year. I think he's going to get some really good fights at the end of the year for him, matched up, and kudos to him. He's done the performances. He's done what he's needed to into getting the win. So I'm buzzing to see what he can do next. So I'm going all day long. Doomsday in the house. Your accent look like a British accent. Doomsday. It is a British Isles. It is British, brother. I'm actually from the Isle of Man. Tiny little island in the British Isles. We're literally. Sorry for the coughing, folks. I haven't got a drink with me. I've got a little bit of a tickly throat. Basically, tiny island in the British Isles. We're known for the Isle of Man TT racing. If you just do a little YouTube search after this for TT races, you just see that's what we're kind of more known for. And the BGs, we're known for the BGs too. Mark Cavendish, Tour de France. I think he's number 2 in the Tour de France sectors winning. But yeah, let's go to the next one, which was let's go back to the fight card. In the 155 division, yes, it is 155. We have got Moicano, Renato Moicano, who is a absolute savage, enjoyable to watch against Jai Herbert. Now, let's remember, Jai Herbert fought Francisco Trinaldo, and he had a great fight. I thought he performed brilliantly. I thought he had a great performance against Ronaldo, and then just got clipped by the. And if you watch it back as well, Trinaldo, it was beautiful actually. Trinaldo just landed these straight punches, and he kept doing it. I think he did it like 4 times. He was landing these beautiful straight punches. Ronnie Barcelos is a very good prospect. Yeah, Barcelos, I think he's going to be, he's going to be pushing like top 10 rankings, like kind of top fights. He's the kind of guy. I want to see some of him fighting after this one. I'd like to see I believe he'll win the fight. So I like to see him getting, tougher bouts, Cody Stamen, stuff like that, moving on up. Jimmy Rivera, if he's fighting someone like him, these kind of tested these guys up on the upper echelon, the 115 division, or you could get maybe I know Davy Grant just fought, but they could fall in cross paths as well. So Renato Moicano against Jai Herbert. Honestly, I'm big on Jai Herbert as a British fighter, so I've got to try and be the least amount of bias as I can. But yeah, Jai Herbert performance was fantastic. Looked great against Ronaldo. Got caught. If you watched it, like I said, Ronaldo was just doing these straights, and he landed several of them. And then all he was doing, he was noticing every time he started to land him, Jai Herbert just kept putting his hand, getting ready to block that straight. And all he did was throw that overhand. And when he threw it, Herbert brought the hand to block perfect, as you would do block a straight. He didn't block the overhand to kind of counter the overhand. He just brought up to block the straight, and that just took him out because he expected the straight because he threw it several times. By the way, I think Khamzat is overrated. Khamzat, he's overhyped, I would say the word I'd use. I think that, Reece McKee, John Phillips, they're not guys that I would be like, dude is doing solid against. Now, he has got notable wins, but I'd like to wait and see what he can do against guys. Give him the right route, give him the right fight, and let him build up properly. Don't just give him big fight, because as soon as you push them up, they just come crashing down, and you don't want to take away a fighter's stock too soon. Now, Dane just cares about the cash cow, milk the fighter, get the most money that you can out of them. So, Khamzat, I think he's I say overhyped. I don't want to say overrated because I've not seen him fight someone with a very good wrestling pedigree, like a Colby Covington could be a good one, but I don't know if I'd put him against someone like him too soon. 170 division, who could you give him? There's guys out there, but I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure who I would give them. I don't know who's got matched up yet, but both men never lost by decision. Fight to go the distance is 1.63 minus 630. Should we follow the trend? Which fight is this one, brother? Is this the Jai Herbert fight and the Moicano one? Because Jai's went to the distance before. He went to the distance in Cage Warriors. Moicano is just an absolute. He's on the decision a couple of times as well. Unless you're talking about the fight before. But like I said, I think, bro, with Jai Herbert, Moicano for me, I'm getting a little bit questionable about Jose Aldo. Got stopped with the hands. Green's got stopped with the hands. Got a bounce up against Damir Hadžović, perfect kind of fight. Got the rear naked choke quick, but then you got the Fiziev got stopped in that. That's 3 out of 4 KOs, and I've got to be honest, that's a bit of a little bit of a red flag, just a little bit. Jai Herbert's got quick hands, powerful hands. He's precise with his striking. For me, if I'm Moicano, I've got to get this kid to the ground. I've got to grapple with him. I've got to really tire him out and try to get the W with that and try to get submissions. But when you're fighting Jai Herbert, you've got an inch reach advantage. No, not an inch, sorry. A 5-inch reach advantage. You've got to really kind of focus on what you're doing here. I'm actually going Jai Herbert. I think Jai Herbert can get the win, bro. Yeah, Jai Moicano, man. I think Jai can get the win. Honestly, bro. I think... both never lost by decision. Yeah, they wouldn't always lost by finish. Moicano should win if his durability holds up. Maybe maybe the under is a shot. I think it's going to go. I don't think it'll go distance. I just don't know. I don't think it's going to go distance. I think Moicano, it's not in his nature to play it safe as a striker, a grappler in any way. He's either in danger or he's putting you in danger. I think his aggression is there. I think Jai Herbert's far too precise. I think he'll learn from that stoppage as well. I thought he was flying high in the Cage Warriors, kind of upward momentum he had with the striking. Maybe got complacent. Sometimes you have to get put back in your place, especially with his camp as well. You recently had Tom Breeze who pulled out because of whatever the fuck's up with him. Then you had Fabian Edwards. He lost in Bellator. Then you've got also Leon got the bounce with a win. Momentum can happen in clubs, in gyms. It can have an effect on other fighters, as much as they might not say it will. But if your guys are always losing and you're going in, it doesn't help. If your guys are winning, it gives you a little burst. I think Jai's learned as well after that loss. He'll come back. I definitely think he's got it in him. Next up, we have in the welterweight division. Now, this one is a rescheduled bout. Not rescheduled, sorry. A reconjured mix-up of pullouts and everything. Nicolas Dalby against Tim Means. It's a weird one because Dalby was meant to fight Sergey. It was Shenkolenko. Tim Means was meant to fight Danny Roberts. Now, I actually think it's a worse fight for. It would go. That's all. I think it's a very big mistake why Moicano switch weight class. I think weight cut can make a big difference, Doomsday, to you. When you're cutting weight, you might not feel as strong. You might not feel you've recovered as much. Your body might not feel like it can perform to the most it can. From experience myself, cutting down to 170, I thought that I thought I was on death's door. I didn't feel like when I got to even try and warm up for the fight, I tried to even get involved in the fight, I just felt like I was a fraction of what I was. 185 for me. After doing 205, 185, and 170, I feel like 185 is kind of the best I can get out of myself. I feel like I'm not cutting too much. I'm not too small for the weight class. I feel like 185 I can hit in the middle. It's a kind of sweet spot. Moicano, I think he's done 145 for a bit. With time, your body just, with the training, the weights, the strength conditioning, you do put a little bit more muscle on. You do put a bit of size on. And Moicano maybe find that weight cut a little bit harder each time. Feels a bit more comfortable 155. And I think that's why he's sticking around there. But could help his chin. It does help if you're not as dehydrated. Your chin is a bit more durable. Who cracked Moicano's chin first? Was it Aldo? I feel like this has been shut out a few times now. Yeah, Aldo did absolutely murk him. And then after that, obviously, after he got stopped with that, he got the Korean zombie putting him out. And then Ortega only got a submission on him. He did hurt him, though, in the fight, to be fair. But Moicano absolutely ripped. No, actually, Moicano absolutely battered Ortega and then got caught out. But sometimes it only takes that one stoppage, that one knockout, and it can have a kind of domino effect in your fights if you don't have a long enough time off. It can definitely play on it. I don't like you at 170. My John needs to be throwing hands at 205 or above. If I'm honest, I would do 205 if the offers were there for the right matchups. What am I walking around at now? I won't be probably getting back in there until 2022 because of COVID. We've got COVID. It's ridiculous. COVID. I'm not going to get anywhere near that. Let's do that. Because I'm probably a heavyweight right now. I won't lie. I am probably a heavyweight. Yeah, I'm about 224 right now. So, yeah, I would... 224, I think 205 would be an easy... A 20-pound weight cut, I'd just do out of water. That'd be easy enough, bro. Easy enough to do. Small cage should help. Ike, I think one fight where he got wobbled. Don't say he isn't chinny anymore. Ike's not chinny. He just exposes his chin. There's some dudes are chinny and some dudes expose their chin where they get hit too much. So it doesn't mean that you're necessarily chinny. So if you're in the cage and you're fighting and you can take 20 punches to the face, but there's one guy that goes in there and has a fight and he's very super defensive and gets hit once and it makes him wobble a bit, you start to think who's more durable. It's durability, conditioning's a big factor with durability. How much cut is a big factor. There's a cumulative of things that come in about your chin. I think for me with Ike, I think that he's just too exposed to getting hit. He's just too happy to stand and bang, and it does not work out well because the kind of energy bar, like a Mortal Kombat fight, your energy bar goes down. It's your chin, shoots right down, brother. So Tim Means against Nicolas Dalby. Got a little bit sidetracked the comments, but not a problem. It doesn't help Means. I think he's got, again, his southpaw, Nicolas Dalby. I think Dalby's performance against Daniel Rodriguez was fantastic. I think he was quicker, footwork was great, angles were superb, and just kept him guessing. I think Tim Means is going to be in the same position here. I think Tim Means Would have probably preferred Danny. Would he prefer Danny Roberts? Possibly, because I think Dalby's going to be a bit more evasive. He's going to be harder to hit. He's not going to be as easy to get to. Bizarrely, Marcin is the more obvious pick on the card this week. It's horrible, isn't it? It's rough to pick. It's rough to pick Marcin or Ike, to be honest with you. I think they're both absolutely goffing. And they're going to get another, one of them is going to get another UFC victory. For me on this one, I think Dalby's got the movement. I think he's got the speed. I think Tim Means will obviously try to use his jab, his knees a little bit to try and catch Dalby. But I just think with this one, Dalby's conditioning, toughness, and overall output, I think he'll be able to get the W. I definitely feel that unless Tim Means can get Nicolas Dalby up against the cage and kind of grind him a little bit more to kind of keep it close, I just think that Dalby's on a little bit of a tear. He's doing fantastic in his performances. I think he's doing solid work, and yeah, I'm back with it. I'm back on the locomotive. I'm going Nicolas Dalby for this one, coming in with this kind of change of opponent. Dalby got no volume. It's the issue with Dalby, 40 or so significant strikes. I can't trust the judges to give the fight again to the fight who's got volume. But what he shows is that he makes you miss. So he doesn't. It may not look like he's throwing a lot of volume, but he's very clever in going in because he kind of dictates that range because of his footwork and his movement. He'll throw feints, makes you miss. So if I'm a judge watching a fight and someone's missing a lot of punches, but then he's only landing, let's say Tim Means throws 3 times as many strikes because he's getting baited in by Dalby, but Dalby's only landed a third, right? Dalby's thrown 40 and landed 40, and Tim Means is thrown 120 and landed 40. From that, then you look at the accuracy, the damage. A lot of things come into it, and that's what Dalby's really clever with. He's smart at deciding when to come in with the angles, and he's starting to realize how to get those kind of judges scorecards on it. Dalby's kicks and mobility edging for the win here for me. Good counter for the boxing of Means. Yeah, that's the kicks are going to be a big factor, but I've got no doubt that Tim Means got a game plan against someone like Nicolas Dalby. Tim Means no slouch. Very, very good veteran. I've always enjoyed watching Tim Means fight because you just know you're going to get a bit of violence. He's always game to fight anyone in any kind of facet, whether it be on the ground or on the feet. He's an entertaining guy to watch. So I love watching Tim Means, and I always will keep an eye on it, watching his career. I think he's a fun fight to watch. But I think Dalby can get this win. I just think evasion, his style, like your cheaters, stuff, fighters like that. It's just evasiveness, your Wonder Boys, etc. It's when they're evasive, they don't have to do a lot in the 3 rounds as an aggressive fighter to win. They're just smart about how they win. If they they only have to land 10 punches in a round and make you miss 30, and they get the win. That's all they have to do. Now, if I'm watching it, yeah, might look a bit, come on, just get stuck in there. But I'm not the one who's getting paid. Let's say he's getting paid 15 grand to fight and 15 to win. It's not my paycheck I'm getting paid. It's his paycheck. So he'll be thinking, nah, I'm all right. I want to get the win. So that's how he's fighting. And that's his style. It's always been Dalby's kind of way. Yeah, I wish it would turn into 4 more. That'd be fun if Dalby just got stuck in there and started swinging. But we're going to go up to the 145 division on the card. I've got another fight here, which now this could be fireworks or this could be another beautiful bit of work by Andre Fili fighting Daniel Pineda. Now, Daniel Pineda he got absolutely starched against Cub Swanson. And he looked good. He did look good against Cub, and I was questionable. I thought Cub maybe might get put away here. Daniel looked solid, did some good combinations. Cub seemed to ride it pretty well, put some good counters in, and then just got these beautiful hands together and started landing. And I think that was the perfect thing for Cub. He wanted someone to box him, wanted someone to stand there and throw those strikes. Daniel Pineda is fighting Andre Fili, who's it's so annoying. Andre Fili, he's one of the more better rounded, skilled fighters in the UFC in that division, but just always can't put it together. It's like a jigsaw without one piece. He seems to always be missing something. I know he's had wins against Shayman Moraes, Miles Jury, Charles Jourdain, Dennis Bermudez, of course, his ultimate victory as Artem Lobov. He always seems to lose against those top names, your Max Holloway's, your Pepe at the time. It was fun to watch. Yair Rodriguez, Qatar, Johnson, Sadiq Youssef, Bryce Mitchell. It just always seems to kind of come up short with these fights, and it's a shame for me, because I love watching Andre Fili fight. I think he's a tremendous little asset, and he can always spring something out in a fight. And he's very technical. He knows how to get decisions. For me in this one, I'm probably swaying towards Andre Fili. I think Pineda, man, it's not that I don't think he's going to get sparked out by Andre Fili. I just think he's going to get 3 rounds of someone who's always going to be a little bit ahead of him, whether it be in the grappling aspect, whether it be the kind of striking ground game. Unless Pineda can get him down and pin Andre Fili down, that's the only thing I'm looking at here, is that Pineda could actually get top control. He could get the win here. So it's a hard one. Yeah, Pineda Roy's benefits start to lose effect. Yeah, he had amazing fights in PFL, got caught. Yeah, UFC beat Burns, looked amazing. The year later, the Fighting Cup looked like his old self. The special sauce, the Mexican supplements definitely could have worn off 100%. But but like, you know, yeah, Pineda's levels are flattened. I have to agree. I think I'm going to go with Andre Fili. I just think experience. I will probably pick Fili more times than I should, because he actually isn't a consistent guy. But I'm going to pick Andre Fili. I think his experience, I think his knowledge, I think he's got 3 rounds of a good pace on him. He can grapple away. I think Pineda, if he gets past Pineda after the first round, you might see him start to wane off a little bit, especially if Andre Fili can rock up. If he turns up and puts that pace on, he's got it in him. And I do love watching him fight a lot. Yeah, I'll take Fili here. Natty gatekeeper. 100%, brother. 100%. He's like the Gleason T-Bow, the 145s. So we're going to go up now to the 205s. Danilo Marquez against Kennedy and Sekchukwu. Now, I've got to be honest, I'm not overly impressed by Kennedy. Like, in this Carlos Ulberg fight was bloody goddamn annoying to me. He's a consistent gatekeeper at this level. He is, mate. He is. He shouldn't be a gatekeeper, but he somehow puts himself in that kind of bracket. Like, Kennedy should not have won that fight against Carlos Ulberg. Like, I don't understand his form of defense. He thinks that if he does this, that will be enough. And Carlos Ulberg showed a complete lack of fight IQ. It was infuriating to watch. I don't know why his coaches didn't stand there between rounds and kick him in the dick to try and put some sense into him, because he didn't have a clue what he was looking at. Kennedy just put his hands up like this. All Ulberg needs to be doing is ripping that body like there's no tomorrow. He wasn't blocking the body. Solar plexus was open all day. The knees were there. Clinch game was there. You could have kneed him elbows, kneed his ribs, kneed everything till Kingdom Come, but he didn't. He kept throwing these punches that Kennedy was blocking with this simple 11 o'clock defense, and Carlos just burned himself out. He just kind of lost that kind of pop in his hand, started to tire off, and then he got put away in this. It was the second round. If he got stopped on, it was just infuriating to watch. That he's so beatable. This fight will be different. Marquez is not going to be standing, believe it or not. He wants to get the fight to the ground because he does not want to stand and bang. Now, I want to see how Kennedy does with the grappling aspect. Like, Darko Stosic was a bit easier because Darko Stosic was he's about 2 foot tall, like a fat, roidy kid, and just wasn't impressive in my opinion. I wasn't even that. I was a bit deflated watching him fight. For me though, with Marquez, you've got a guy who's bloody tall, 6'6", 77-inch reach. He's a big guy, long reach. What makes this fight? Like, Kennedy's got an 83-inch reach, but he fights like he's got T-Rex arms. It's the weirdest thing watching Kennedy fight. Like, I've never known I don't know how you can have an 83-inch reach and one of the world's shittest jabs. It's weird. He should be absolutely knocking the head off people, but he doesn't. I like Kennedy here. As bum as he is, his star-wise, Danilo got to gas out, and Kennedy will be the one doing the damage to get a late finish. That's if it gets to the third round. I think Marquez can get a submission, brother. Honestly, I do. like, I just don't know what it is about Kennedy that I just can't adhere to. I don't see it. I just don't see that future potential in him. Marquez isn't even a potential. He's not exactly a spring chicken. He's bloody 35, but yeah, the city kickboxing style has its flaws. Rather than Yulberg, works better for Izzy, who has great head movement. I think Yulberg just was poor fight. I think it's just poor fight IQ. I don't think there was anything wrong with the way he's trained or the coaches train him. I think it was poor fight IQ at the time. He just saw someone doing this and figured, I'm just going to punch him and get the win. I thought, what are you doing, kid? You shouldn't be doing that. You should, even if he, when your opponent's doing this, there's nothing stopping you grabbing the glove, doing a cross. You go across the body, across to the other side. You pull the glove. You can come over with an elbow to crack, to cut the skull. There's tons of things to do. Last thing you want to do is grab a glove like this and pull it down because you're exposing your face. By at least putting your hand over to get the opposing glove, you're opening the attacking hand to the open side. So you could easily have done this, but he didn't do anything. It just, he could unload anyway. Here we go. Kennedy gives his back sometimes, but he is so strong he will make Danilo work. Danilo will gas out. I'm not doubting he will gas out either, brother. I think there's a chance. Yeah, Mike Bum Rodriguez had to quit before he got subbed because Danilo was more busy holding for his life. Yeah, Danilo had that body triangle, and yeah, he went quick. Rodriguez when he got that. He was fighting the choke off. The choke kind of half went on because I don't know how many of you do jiu-jitsu or how many. When you do a rear naked choke, if when they've got the choke on like this, if this hand is up here and they're like that, and they've got this hand like here, it's not on. It's on, but it's not fully on, and it's easier to breathe. You can get out of it, and he broke that grip, and all of a sudden there's like a smaller. What you want to have is that hand behind the back of the head, and then it's pretty much game over. I felt like with that one there, Rodriguez was maybe gassing. He was just maybe tired. I remember all the predictions saying that how frail Danilo was before his debut. I'll stick to the narrative saying Kennedy finishes him. Mate, I wouldn't be surprised if Kennedy does win. Don't get me wrong. I just think Marquez, he'll just want to grab him, get him to the ground and get those takedowns in. That's all he'll be after. The Canidez fight, I think if Kennedy can stop the takedowns, he gets the win. But I'm going to go with Marquez. I think he can actually get a fight to the ground. I want to see what Kennedy's defense is like on the ground. Is what I'm actually very interested in. I want to see how he defends when the takedown happens. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Marquez there. But it's just that I don't think Marquez is not great on the feet. Kennedy's not even great on the feet. It's happening. Just got to accept it, don't we? Another rescheduled matchup. This is a heavyweight match. It was previously meant to be OSP final 205, but they got him in. I'll parlay the under for this fight. Nice, brother. I hope you make money on the man, honestly. So OSP was meant to fight Marcin Grishin, which I thought was a good fight for OSP. But he's got Tanner Boser now, heavyweight now. Tanner Boser somehow got taken down and controlled by Latifi and didn't look that great against Latifi. I thought he looked poor. I thought he should have used speed and aggression and got that win. OSP, Jamal Hill got absolutely starched in that fight. Now, going into this fight with Grissom, I actually was picking OSP. I'm possibly going to switch over this one here, though. I've got to be honest with you. Here we go. You can sprinkle round one to Danilo sub and KO late rounds for Kennedy. You could indeed, brother. You put a bit on both, and you're probably going to get something back on one of them. I'm actually going to Tanner Boser here. I just think that at heavyweight, that's when things start to change. I think that OSP walks around like a heavyweight. He's got, he's not exactly small, but at the same time, I think that it definitely suits Tanner Boser. I think obviously being the more natural heavyweight guy, doesn't cut down, walks around about 230, 240, I thought it was 235, but about fluctuates between the 230 kind of range. I think if you can come in a bit light, come around 235, nice and light, Tanner Boser jumps in, use a bit of speed as to match the OSP speed, but be aggressive on the feet. I think OSP's there for the taking because you never know what you're going to get of OSP. He's going to throw some head kicks. He's definitely going to try and get the striking going. But, man, I'm just not sure how comfortable I am with OSP at heavyweight. I like him at light heavyweight, but I'm not sure if I'm convinced by him at heavyweight. Tanner needs a bounce back as well. He knows himself. He said out loud, he's in the interview with James Lynch, he said, I need to get a W. My boy James Lynch, done a great little interview with him. He knows his back's on the wall, so you might see a bit more of an aggressive Tanner Boser here. And if he's going to be a bit more aggressive, then that's only going to play into what OSP doesn't want, is someone in his face throwing strikes and throwing heavy. And if you're a heavyweight throwing them, it's going to be even harder. So yeah, I'm going to go with your boy Tanner here. I think he's got it in him. I think he can 100% get the W. So yeah, that's the pick on that one. But let's go to the main event now, unless you guys have quickly got some thoughts on that fight. Let me just double check. I'm trying to do timestamps as well, because I get the timestamps queens who kick off. OSP, never shoot for a takedown in a while. Tanner volume, going to get him the win decision, most likely. Boser has been more effective and is pissed he lost the decision to Latifi. Yeah, like Boser here. There we go, guys. Here we go. Fight to go to distances, plus 110. Plus 110. You're getting plus money for that. Jump all over it, brother. Jump all over that. That is a great one. Plus money. Like that a lot, because Boser just wants to get that W, get that under his belt, and he is going to be pissed that he lost that fight. Like I said, main event, Cyril Gane against Alexander Volkov in the heavyweight division. It's a big fight. It really is a big fight, because it's certainly going to shape the potential contenders for the crown of the heavyweight division. Because Volkov has been around there, and he's just, lost to Derek Lewis with that last round, kind of 10 seconds to go stoppage where he was winning the fight. Curtis Blades putting a bit of being on him, but he's always beaten everyone else, like Alistair Overeem, Walt Harris, Greg Hardy. I love Volkov for that. The Doom Stroop, etc. Cyril Gane bounces on the scene. He gets a few wins. He's still very green. He's only 8 fights into his career. Rosenstruck decision was great. De Santos got the nice stoppage there. Huge implications. Are we going to see a Cyril Gane performance that we haven't needed to see yet? You feel like maybe he's not getting out his first, second gear? Or are we going to see a dominant performance from the kind of staple man in Volkov? For me, I'm looking at a couple of options. I think one of the dangers that Volkov always brings is the fact that he knows how to use his range. Unlike Stefan Struve, Volkov's bloody like a giant. It's like Jack and the bloody beanstalk he is when you've got to fight him. Gane never faced anyone that he didn't have at least a 5-inch reach advantage. I wonder how it'll come to play out here. As Gane hit on his end of his reach. Yeah, where he's normally safe. Yeah, and his opponent strikes. Nice, yeah, very good. Volkov by close decision. Well, that's it. We've got a 5-round fight. Cyril Gane went to the 3rd round against Dontel Mays, which wasn't exactly a hard fight for him. It was quite an easy one, I think we can all agree. He didn't put too much into it. That's the furthest he's went into there. He's going to fight against Volkov, who is a tried and tested fighter. He's been around. He's had decisions. He's done multiple rounds. So he's been around the block. It's not his first time having these kind of 5-round fights. Volkov's got a front kick to the body, which works always. Deadly powerful kicks. Small cage, yeah, 2 huge men. I think the cage is going to be rocking, so don't come and knocking. I would be surprised if you see that many takedown attempts from Cyril Gane. I think he'll try to, use his kind of athleticism with his footwork, but I just worry that he's going to have a tough time figuring out how to get that range. How he's going to get past that jab that Volkov has. He has a great jab. Absolutely superb jab. And he can just box the face off you, It's a hard one to do. Let's see here. Yeah, Gane went to decision with Jari. Oh, yeah, sorry, apologies. He did go to decision with Jari. I bloody just forgot. I just even bloody read it. What was going on with me? Volkov by decision. Plus amazing value. Wow, that is amazing. That is some great odds there, brother. Yeah, I've got to go Volkov on this one. I can't look past Alexander Volkov. I think experience. I think his front kicks. I think his jab is superb. I think it's almost like his time is coming where he's going to get this now. Gane went 5 rounds. Gane went 5 rounds already. Was it 5 rounds? The Rosenstruck fight. It was 5 rounds, was it? Bloody Nora. How bad's that? I thought it was only. I even read the fight as well. It was a 5-round fight. What was wrong with me? I even bloody read about it. I was even watching the fight. And I didn't watch the whole 5 rounds. I just went in about a couple minutes each round. I don't even know why I bloody forgot that. How bad's that? What is wrong with me? I'm still picking Volkov. I just think that Volkov has got to be close to that title shot. I think Gane, heavyweight, he's doing fantastically well, but I've got to go here with Volkov. I think he's got the jab, the front kicks. I think he's got the head kicks as well when he throws those legs of his, which are bloody insanely long. I think he's a great kind of bet here. I think he's on. I believe he's plus money at the moment as well. He's an underdog. I can see why he's the underdog because Gane undefeated. He's flying. There's nothing wrong with it, but he's not like with Rosenstruck. You had to avoid the powerful strikes. Avoid that, you're safe. Junior Santos, he's got decent boxing, but he's hurtable. Chin was going. Boza, Gane was able to outclass him like that. Dontel Mays, easy enough to outclass. Pessoa, easy enough to do. But when you look at Volkov's record, he's fought the likes of Reem, Harris, Blades, Lewis, Verdum, Struve, even like Roy. He lost to Tim Johnson fight. I won't lie. I was at the Belfast card for that. He did lose that. I won't lie that one. But he's just fought like just a stupid amount of guys. Insane amount of experience. I'm going for the underdog here in Volkov. I'm going to go for a Volkov win. Obviously, not everyone's going to go for a Volkov win. I think a lot of people jump on the Cyril Gane kind of train, but at some point you have to get off at the stop. And the choo-choo train's coming in for Cyril Gane. I think we're going for a Volkov win. I'm going to go to the bets now. And again, before I go to the bets, hit that sub button, hit the like button. It takes 2 seconds. Thank you all for tuning in and commenting so far. Again, I don't know how many guys on there follow the movement, but any of you diamond-handed apes out there who are part of the AMC kind of train, keep those hands tight, hold, don't fear, scaremongering, don't ignore the FUD. We hold the flow, we're going to win. Let's go to the moon, baby. Going to go with the fight odds. Like I said, I don't actually have all the prop bets and stuff, which is bloody annoying, but we're going to quickly go over. I'm going to see what odds are there, see if there's anything worth looking at. Damir Hadžović and Medeiros plus 120, and Hadžović is minus 150. I'm going Medeiros, and I think that's a bloody good offer. I would go with that. I would probably go put money on there. I'm going to probably maybe look at putting a couple of something on Medeiros. Avila is minus 350. Jesus. Stoliarenko is minus 285, plus 285. Jesus Christ, there's a bit of a gap there and there. Avoid that at all costs. To be fair, though, Stoliarenko win by submission is a prop bet. If they're plus 285 for a win, that prop bet would be absolutely huge as well for a submission. So maybe a dark horse bet as a round. I know I'm not picked Stoliarenko, but I know her arm bars is what she likes to go for. That could pull off and that could come off. Marcin Prachnio is minus bloody hell, 185. 185, 190, 200, about average 190. Ike is plus 150 on average. I'll go prop bet inside a distance. That is got all day long. Yancy or under 2.5. There you go. That's what I mean. There is some good odds actually on this fight card. Alves against Wells. Alves, heavy favourite, minus 220. Wells is plus 165. Yeah, would I touch that? I wouldn't, because like I say, Alves is one round and he's done. Could do an inside the distance as well with that one, because Alves, if he doesn't get the stoppage himself, Wells could get the stoppage later on. So I think Alves might be an inside the distance. That's not bad odds. Prazeres is plus 200 on average. Yeah. Rakhmonov is minus 200. Yeah, it's 250. You're using that as a parlay piece if you're going to touch him anywhere. Yeah, Wells is live, I think. I think that I would go maybe, if you're not going to pick bet straight on Wells, you might go an inside the distance one. I'll take under for Albert Julie rather than Julia Sub. Play both sides, but I can see the logic. And that's just like if you've got, expect like a bit of a fun one, not a big amount, because you won't have to put a lot on it to get a lot back from that. I think the odds would be crazy for a submission win anyway, because if she's a plus 285, so even just a small amount, just for a bit of fun, that's like a little dark horse one I'd look at, because she could obviously pull that off. Ronnie Barcelos is minus 220, we'll say. Valiev is plus 180. Yeah, I wouldn't even go near that one. Jeez. You could go Barcelos in inside the distance or stoppage, but bloody hell. Moicano is minus 200. Jai Herbert plus 200. Bloody Nora. Guys, Jai's live. If you don't think Jai Herbert's live, you need to watch his fights. Honestly, guys, if I don't know how many of you watched Jai Herbert, and he is live in this one. His striking's there. I haven't got overly confident on Moicano's chin at these days, and especially if Herbert with those hands and reach that he's got, he could definitely hurt Moicano. And man, I would go with. Yeah, I'll probably go straight bet on Jai Herbert. I'll probably look into that one too. Dalby is plus 120. Love it. Means minus 160 again. Means heavy favourite. I think you've got money there in the bank for Dalby. Fight don't go the distance. Minus 160. My best bet for Jai and Moicano. Bet doesn't. Brilliant bet. Love it. Doesn't go the distance. I think Jai Herbert's hands could hurt Moicano, but then again, Moicano could maybe get a stoppage. Bet experience like that. Yeah, it is a good one. I like that, brother. Where was I? Yeah, Dalby. I think Dalby's another underdog, and that's good money plus 120. Man, I am liking some of these odds on this card. Wasn't overly keen on the card, but the betting odds are good. Andre Fili and Pineda. So Andre Fili is minus 200 on average. Pineda is plus 170. You probably wouldn't want to go near that one because you don't know what Andre Fili's going to turn up. He is just, he's like a woman with, with a mum when he has a menstrual cycle. You just don't know what one you're going to get. Bet experience knows how to make me smile with those safe bets. He does. Let's go here. Let's go on to Marquez against NSA Chukwu. Let's see. Pretty much a pick him's going to be, and Chukwu's just ahead of him by about minus 120 maybe, and you've got Marquez is about a plus 100 maybe, breaking the minus. It's a pick him again. I'd probably just definitely go like either sub Marquez or inside the distance. I don't know if, because like I say, he could pop and die. Philly round 3 KO, prop 850, bloody Norrit, plus 850. Imagine that smiling emoji as a brown face. That round 3 against Pineda. He could gas. No, I'm with you. I can go with it. Plus 180 as well. Like I say, little sprinkle, big reward. Boza against OSP. You've got some odds out there. You've got Boza down at minus. He's a favourite, minus 160. OSP is plus 140. I can't see OSP getting that. Again, you got decision for Boza. You might get yourself some good numbers there. I got Kennedy minus 110, but I'm obviously picking against Danilo. I'm lucky. Honestly, if he gets a submission win, you'll be absolutely fuming. Volkov is running as the plus 140 underdog against Gane, who's minus 150. Wow. I would see Volkov as good money. See, some of these guys who are dogs, I see them as good money. They're parlays as well, so that's only going to put your money up if you think about it. There's a handful out there that I look at. I look at Dalby and Volkov as a parlay piece together. Bang, that's going to bump it up. You got Jai Herbert as well. You could go for a couple of parlays, trebles. There's a lot out there to go for. Volkov and Gane, I would be shocked if that went the distance, because I just feel like Volkov might try to put a bit of a statement against someone like Cyril Gane with undefeated record, big name, and Antoine Volkov, I suppose, won't get a title fight, but you'll definitely get the next best thing before one. So that's where I'm going for with the bets. Again, thank you all for tuning in, guys. It's been a blast. OSP, what are you saying here, brother? OSP has been stopped a few times, but he's going to put pace on me. Avoid prop bets in that fight. I'd probably say I'd probably go Boza, but guys, look, spend wisely. Don't spend out your means. Be smart with your money. But again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the comments, guys. It's always great having you all on board. It's a quick one today because I say a quick one. It's been over a bloody hour. But there's no fight card next week because obviously I've got a pay-per-view after. I'm moving house, so I've got a lot going on. So I want to say take care. Look after yourselves. I love you all. Me and Will, the Joe Rogan of live streaming, will be back with me next time. So look after yourselves, everyone. Peace and love.